Well, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity of presenting my work here in International Criminology Conference. I would like to thank especially to Professor Gutierrez for the opportunity of being here once again. It's a very it's such an honor to me, and I would like to thank also to my supervisor in my post PhD, that is my co-author in this research. My name is Ana Cecilia Santos Chaves. I'm from Brazil. I am a criminologist and a criminal lawyer, and also a professor of criminal law and criminal procedure. And I just want to share some slides with you. I think it will be easier to follow my findings. Just a second, please. Okay, is it showing?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So let me start. Well, my topic is an overview of mass murder in Brazil. I would like to talk about the characteristics of this crime, the motivations, the perpetrator mental functioning, and legal repercussions of this type of crime. This findings of the studies was this is the product of my post PhD research in São Paulo University, which I concluded last year, and now those are the most important conclusions of this type of crime that is still not very common in Brazil, but it's increasing in the last, especially in the last 2 decades. Okay, now I would like to talk about the concept of mass murders. Well, mass murders consists in a criminal modality characterized by the intention of producing the largest possible number of fatal victims in a single incident, which normally occurs in a confined space and with a large concentration of people using any instrument capable of produce as many homicides as possible. In this research, mass murders is conceptualized as an individual or more individuals engaged in killing or attempting to kill the greatest possible number of victims in one or more populated locations in close proximity. Incidents identified in this study do not encompass all multiple victims, homicides, or shootings occurred in public places. For instance, multiple drug-related homicides or mass killings that resulted from family conflicts, disputes between gangs, or from accidental discharge of a firearm were excluded from this study. Just to assure that the slide is that I'm that I am reading is the right is the one that you are able to visualize now. Although mass murders are sometimes defined as having 4 or more victims, this strict criteria was not used in this research. The main sorry, I am a little bit nervous. Sorry. The main criteria adopted in this study was the existence of evidence that demonstrates the agent's intention of commit homicides against multiple victims, associating this analysis with the assessment of the circumstances of the crime, such as having been committed on a single occasion, the agent's motivations, the victims or places chosen by the perpetrator as targets, the steps were taken in carrying out the crime, and the place where they occurred, which has a special significance in the motivation and the dynamics of the crime. My slide has stopped. I'm sorry. Just to see how I manage this. Okay. Okay. Some research findings. Here, to gather information for this study, uh, research relied on available official police records and open sources. There were identified 23 mass murder incidents that occurred in Brazil between 1999 and 2023. As a result, 53 individuals were killed and 126 were wounded. Although mass murders are still considered relatively uncommon events in Brazil, it is a type of criminal offense that has progressively increased over the last decade. Uh, as I'm not able to put it to share with you the full screen, it's not working. I don't know why. It has stopped. I'll try to minimize this column right here just to assure that it's more visible to you. Well, 100 of the incidents, or all the incidents, perpetrators were male here in Brazil. In 91.3, perpetrators were up to 25 years of age, which means that they are really young. And all but 3 incidents involved a single perpetrator. 91.3 has had schools as the target. And the contagion effect plays a preeminent role in the dynamic of these crimes in Brazil since 56 of them, the agents were inspired by mass murders that occurred previously in the country or abroad. In 73.9 of cases, it was found that there have been prior planning. Brazilian perpetrators mostly act motivated by past experiences of bullying and exhibit narcissistic and schizotypical personality traits. Suicidal tendencies also appear as a recurring characteristic among them. In Brazil, mass murders, there seem to be a certain predilection for using weapons other than firearms, which is different from the United States, for example, especially in the past 4 or 5 years. The desire for retaliation and notoriety as mechanisms to compensate for past frustrations was recurrently observed. Regarding to the perpetrator profile, here I have some of the characteristics that were the most common on this types of crimes, this type of crime here in Brazil. They were male individuals. They were people considered to be lonely and introverted. They expressed a lot of psychological suffering, which does not mean that they had any medical condition, mental condition, such as mental disorder. Just in some cases, it was a finding, but in the majority of the cases, they just express that they suffer for something, for a reason. In the most of cases, for being lonely or for suffering bullying. So this was something very present in the profile of the perpetrators, such as the social detachment, the revengeful revengeful feelings. They were young individuals. They were generally violent games enthusiasts and Chen members. Chens are a kind of forum where people join to discuss a topic. But this Chens, they call them like this in deep web or dark web, is a place, a virtual place that they meet to express everything that they want to express, but sometimes it might be considered crime, such as hate speech or racism or uh, uh, express uh, or prejudice against a group or people with some characteristics, special characteristics. So in dark web or deep web, they have this sensation that they can express this feelings that they have and prejudices that they have and this hate that they feel more openly because they feel that they are protected by uh, the anonymatus. So they feel free to express more openly what they feel, what they want to do, and even to exchange ideas about perpetrating crimes and being able to buy the weapons that are necessary to commit the crime. So they exchange informations regarding to these topics much more openly than they do in the surf web and then in social medias that everybody uses as Instagram or X or uh, the other Facebook or whatever. Bullying victimization is a topic that were very mentioned by them when they were questioned about why they did it, and as such as many of them perpetrated this type of crime against colleagues in their school. It was the most common target in Brazil, the schools. So they expressed that it's they did it because they were victims of bullying and they wanted revenge against people that oppressed them and made them suffer. Uh, Another characteristic that uh, they have is extreme shyness, suicidal tendencies, which some of them expressed. The intention of dying after killing the largest number of people that they are able to kill, or to be killed by the police in a confrontation after perpetrating the crime. So this ideation, this suicidal ideation, was something very present in their manifestos, mostly in the manifestos that they left behind after perpetrating this crime. And they are another characteristic of them is hate speech or an angry agenda against a group that might be general as women or people with special characteristics or that are members of a special group, for example, um, Jews or religious people um, or people that consider that are some kind of threat for them or that or made them suffer somehow in their history of life. They also are characterized by a low self-esteem because they are lonely, because they are introverted. They are sometimes, many times, unable um, to have intimate relationships and more profound relationships. So this difficulty of establish this relationships, meaningful relationships with other people, make them feel disregard and people that do not worthy. It's very interesting because at the same time that they express characteristics of people that have low self-esteem, they also have a speech of feeling better than the others, feeling more strong or smart or able to understand the society better than the others. So there is this component, this narcissistic personality dimensions that can be more intense or less intense, but they all um, have this characteristics. This characteristic when they talk about themselves as people that are going to perpetrate something that is important, that represents a kind of justice against an oppressor group or oppressors that made them suffer and other people like them suffer. So they think that they're doing something good in the end. Along with the desire for fame and attention, that they have to, because this narcissistic dimension of their personality also reveals that they want to be known, they want to be remembered, they want to be noticed. So they're they're generally people very shy and uh, lonely. They don't have many friends or meaningful relationships, so they think that they are going to be forgotten, they are unnoticed by the others. So a way that they find to be noticed, to claim for attention and fame, is perpetrating this type of crime, because they think that after this they are going to be famous, to be a topic in newspapers, and they're going to be seen by his group, the members of Chance, for example, as a type of hero that made something good and great to revenge and to make justice for them. So, along this desire for fame and attention, another narcissistic facet is noticeable in a significant portion of the statements. Notebooking entries and testimonies produced by the perpetrators, in which it's common to find a self-concept of superiority expressed in comparison to other people, which may represent a specific group or society as a whole. This feeling of grandiosity is often used to justify their cruel acts against others by calling the crime itself justice or fighting, acts in which they claim to be masters of the destiny of a group of people who may live or die due to a single act of their decision. Um, Regarding to the dimensions of the personalities of the perpetrators, it's also noticeable that they have this schizoid dynamics, a pervasive pattern of detachment from social relations. As I said, they were generally very lonely people, detached from their group, from their classmates, or even to their family members. So they feel really lonely, and they suffer about it because it's really hard for them to construct those meaning relationships and intimate relationships. And they think that they are it's something it's not something because that occurs because of them, because of their characteristics or their way of behave, or the difficulties that they have to interact with people, but they think that they consider that people are being cruel with them for not noticing them, or not treat them as they should do, and consider them as important as they think they should be treated. Uh, Internet is another thing that plays a very important role in this topic, because they many times express the preference for violent games, and they are active members of deep web or dark web chants. So they discuss a lot about these topics, this hate feelings that they have, this angry agenda, and the intention of get revenge of get revenge from people that made them suffer. So it might increase the feeling of hate, the feeling of wanting to actually perpetrate a crime like this. They are stimulated actually many times by the other CHAM members to effectively perpetrate the crime, and they exchange ideas about the steps to make it happen, and how to buy weapons, or how to plan, or to go to the place that they want to go, and being successful in their intention of kill as many people as they feel able to do. Uh, by the side of schizoid dynamics, we have this narcissistic personality dimensions as well. As I said, they are seeking for attention. So their behavior mostly want to result in this, or escaping from oblivion. They want to be remembered. They want to feel important. They want to claim the attention that they have the right to have, and that the people denied them. So they will feel important and get win fame, even it's in the worst way, in a bad way. But among the group, the CHAM members, they are seen as heroes. They are cultivated as strong, brave people that actually did something important for this oppressed group that they think they belong. They even want uh, as well. They want to feel power and to be in control of the others. It's the action of perpetrating a crime like this is able to make them feel that they are powerful and they are in control of everything, because they're acting as avengers, as vigilantes, and they're doing some kind of natural selection, uh, vanishing from the society, people that they think that are bad people, that don't have the right of living. And suicidal tendencies, as I also said, suicidal behavior. Sometimes they have an historical of suicidal behavior. They attempted to kill themselves previously. Suicidal ideation as well, and psychological suffering, which is different from mental disorder, because everybody can suffer psychologically somehow, but it's in different levels in any case. Uh, Everybody suffers a little bit, but sometimes the psychological suffer that they feel is so intense that they want to get free of this terrible feeling, and uh, having the opportunity to uh, get back to be an avenger regarding to people that made them suffer. Here I have some case studies, and I'll start with the case of the shopping mall mass shooter, which is considered the first mass murder in Brazilian modern history. It took place in November 3rd, in 1999, when Meira, which was 24 years old by that time, he was a medical student from a well-regarded institution. He entered a movie theater in a shopping mall in São Paulo, which is the biggest city in Brazil, and shot with a submachine gun against the viewers of the movie Fight Club. 3 people were killed and 4 were injured. During the attack, an unarmed citizen successfully restrained Meira as he tried to reload the gun, what shows his purpose of killing as many people as possible. The shooter told the police that he had been planning the attack for 7 years, and that he chose Fight Club because the leading character suffered from schizophrenia. And who is Meira? Meira lived alone in an apartment in São Paulo, as was described as a shy, introverted, apathetic, and social isolated person, which with a paranoid schizoid dynamic and a past record of psychiatric treatment, which was interrupted by him without medical authorization when he started to take drugs as cocaine, crack, and alcohol. Since 1997, Meira was known in the internet due to his habit of sending viruses and pornography to users of the internet provider Magic Link. He used to spend a lot of time playing violent games like Doom and Duke Nukem. His defense attorneys tried to plead his mental insanity, arguing that Meira has been influenced by those violent games, in which there were a shooting scene inside a movie theater. However, Meira was considered fully responsible for the crime and was initially sentenced to 120 years imprisonment, a term that was later reduced to 48 years after he attempted to kill another prison inmate in 2009. He was considered insane and moved to a psychiatric hospital where he remains until today. It's I've seen included that in news this week that he's about to be released because doctors in this hospital, this psychiatric hospital in which he was, in which he is up to now, thinks that he's able to come back to society and go ahead with his treatment with his family, but it's not necessary for him to be in the hospital anymore. Here I have some excerpts from letters that Meira wrote to a friend. It was they had some kind of a love affair while the time he was serving prison time. And it's interesting here that he writes to his friend, which is a trans female named Alcione, and he writes to this friend like this: Alcione, tell me more about you. Tell me how you met me in Santa Casa, which was the institution where he studied medicine. tell me, why did you fell in love with me after I shot people in the movies? So even when he calls his friend to talk about him, to talk about herself, uh, he expresses the desire to turn the topic about him. He is not interested actually about who is this person that he's living an affair with, but he is interested in knowing why he fell in love. This person fell in love by Meira. Why she felt attracted by him after he committed a crime like this. So the conversation topic is regarding to him, not regarding to his friend. And he also, it was common in his letters to make some draws, as like in this that you're able to see now, where he expresses, I am your little friend. And it's a draw in which he wants to picture himself. And he also uses a bossy way of writing his friend, such in this except here, where he expresses, I know that you love me, you don't have to keep repeating it many times as you've been doing. So it's interesting reading the letters that he exchanged with his friend, that it shows this narcissistic component of his personality, the dimension of narcissistic personality that he has. In a letter to the same friend, Meira seems to question the justice conclusions regarding to his criminal responsibility. He said, if I make a bomb with plastic explosive and implode them all, they will still think that I am normal. At another time, he belittles psychiatric's diagnosis as a superficial attempting of labeling him. He says, they say I have schizoid tendencies, and they act, and that I act, and that the act I committed was the result of intimate aggression. Okay. Well, sorry. Now the case, sorry. Now the case two. It was called by the press the Realengo massacre. It happened in Brazil in 2011, in April, when the crime occurred, and it was known as Realengo massacre. It occurred in a school located in Realengo, a neighborhood which is located in the west side of the city of Rio de Janeiro. Mateus Oliveira was 23 years old. He was a former student of the institution. He presented himself to the school concierge as someone who was going to give a talk at the conference that was going on, supposed to be going on in the school, but it wasn't true. It was just something that he said to be able to go to ingress in the institution. In his knapsack, he was carrying two guns and a speed loader. Once inside the school, he entered the 8th grade classroom of elementary school, where he used both firearms to shoot the students. 12 people died, and another 12 were wounded. Here I have an excerpt from Oliveira Video's manifesto. He says, I died for those who were unable to defend themselves, who were ridiculed, assaulted, humiliated, who suffered at the hands of cruel and cowards that take advantage of their ingenuity and weakness. I die to inspire you, brothers, to defend yourselves and to get stronger. My wish is to inspire future brothers' generations. Nowadays, there is the internet, there are sites where you can create communities for the brothers to meet. There are sites where you can learn how to make bombs. Together, you can prepare far greater attacks against the infidels. I want to remember brothers. I want to remember brothers Shaw, which is the perpetrator from Virginia Tech massacre. Rui, he refers to another perpetrator, but a Brazilian one that actually happened to attack a school in Salvador, Bahia, in Brazil, and Freitas, another Brazilian perpetrator that shoot against students in a school located in São Paulo. And he keeps saying, although you are already sleeping, here he's now referring to those three heroes, that three perpetrators that he considers as heroes for what they did, and they died. They all happened to die after the attack. So he says, you are already sleeping. I congratulate you and ask you, brothers, never forget those brothers. Consider them icons in the fight against the unfaithful. Together you can wait for something we all want, that the bad are extinct. May God bless you. And then he left some pictures, some messages recorded in videos, as well as these pictures where you see very clearly the contagion effect. Here he poses exactly like Joe happened to do it in before shooting Virginia Tech students. And those two pictures shows that that Oliveira did it inspired by his actions. So it's evident this contagion effect that a perpetrator has among the others. This case 3 is called the Suzano Massacre. It happened 5 years ago in Suzano, São Paulo, and this crime has a peculiarity of being perpetrated by two people. Generally, they act alone, but in this case, they were two doing a massacre, and they were 70 years old and 25 years old. They were both former students of the school where they killed 5 students and 2 school employees. And before the attack, in a car shop near the school, they have also killed Monteiro's uncle, one of the perpetrators' uncle. After the school shooting, Monteiro killed his partner, and after committed suicide. In addition to the use of firearms, the school's internal circuit camera recorded several moments in which Monteiro also killed some students from blows inflicted with an axe. The attack, was the second major school shooting in Brazil after Realengo massacre. It's not working, the commands of my computer to change the slides, so I had to maximize this column here. Here I have some information about Monteiro and Castro, the perpetrators of Suzano attack. And here I have some posters that they that they left in X. It was Twitter by that time, and where he expresses, Monteiro expresses his um, feeling of disgust about the society that in which he was living, and he wants to go to attack, to go on an attack with the against the government, and he thinks that he expresses in this post here that he does not understand why people think that killing is something so terrible, because he thinks it's an art. He thinks it's natural, and and that if you are bothered by anybody, you can just make this person go away by killing them. So he thinks that human beings are not different from animals, that they can eliminate um the others just as the moment they want, but not different from the animals. They're not doing this for eating or biological necessities. But here he points that it's something that can happen naturally, just if someone is making you suffer somehow. And he also expresses that his place is not here. He does not belong this society or this country. He thinks that he belongs to something superior to all this pathetic thing that he sees circumdating him. So here is very evident this narcissistic dimension of his personality. He's always talking about other people as inferior, uh, 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 as uh, as if they do not have any value. But regarding to himself, he thinks that he is superior, he's smarter, he does not belong here, that he belongs to a place that is superior, and he thinks that everything that everything that surrounds him is something pathetic, and he does not want to be here. Uh, it's interesting because here I have a board, a printed figure of a board in a Chen, which was called I'm sorry, forgot the name. Dogola Chen. Dogola Chen. It was the name of this specific Chen that they were members, and in this Chen, in the dark web, they combined a sign to actually say when something when the crime were about to be perpetrated. So here is the announce, and they use this song, Pumped Up Kicks, that talks about a mass murder, talks about a mass shooting, and he posts it, and for the others members of the Shuns, it was a symbol that he was about to commit the mass murder that they were playing it. Here other some other images that shows the contagion effect. They were inspired by the perpetrators of Columbine. He expressed it many times in his Monteiro expressed it many times that he admired them a lot, and he was dressed exactly like them uh, when he perpetrated the crime here in Brazil. He chose the exactly same uh, types of clothes to perpetrate the act. And here some other posts that Monteiro left, just worshiping other mass killings. As you can see, the Realengo altar, the perpetrator of the Realengo altar, Oliveira, and other uh, heroes, as he considered, that perpetrated crimes, terrible crimes like this in other countries. Well, those were the most important information that I found in this study. I thank you a lot once again for the opportunity. Here is my email and my Instagram if you want to get in touch to exchange ideas regarding to this topic. I'll be very happy to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. If there are any questions, you can type them in the chat box or using Q&A session, and we will get them answered one by one now.
I guess there are no questions, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see
Or,
any questions popping up.
yeah, it's a shame. I would like very much to exchange ideas about this topic with you that are here as participants.
Yeah. Do you have any closing remarks for your presentation?
No, I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, okay. We will make everybody informed when we have the recordings ready. So thank you for your presentation, Anna, and we
Thank
will see
you.
you next time. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Have a great day. Bye bye. Thank you.